Hello everyone and welcome back to the ironic adventures of Blonq the Unkillable. So when we last left our brave hero, they were slowly descending through the caves of Red Rock in an attempt to find out what's been eating the water vine. We have found one small trinket that we pulled out of a freezing iron mace. That's going to fulfill the first of Argive's quests of finding a knickknack. So we're looking for another artifact along the way, and we're trying to work our way down to level 4 of this cave so that we can complete this quest chain also. Blonq the Unkillable is currently nearly at full health, so we're just going to heal a little bit more. And then begin our slow, careful process of exploring every nook and cranny of this cave system without dying. A cave spider, spindle-limbed, brown and skittish, it spins a home anxiously. What a lovely use of adverb. It is equipped with fangs, is perfect health, average difficulty and hostile towards us. Let's kick things off with some freezing hands, shall we? Blam! Take that. Aha! So we just hit the cave spider with a cleave. That's a particular ability from using an axe, and means that there's now a -1 armor modifier on the spider. It appears to be fleeing. Not on my watch. Hooray! We did it! We have gained a level and are now level 2. We gained 6 hit points, 74 skill points, and 1 mutation point. Let's heal ourselves first, and then let's go and have a look by pressing the X button to take us to our status screen. 74 skill points, we'll deal with them in a moment. 1 mutation point that we should be able to use to start leveling up some of our mutations. It's going to need 4 for us to get a new random mutation, but at this early stage I think it's much better to start bumping up some of our abilities. So let's see what can happen here if we upgrade Freezing Hands. We are going to get 2d4 damage instead of 1d4, and the cooldown is going to remain the same. For multiple arms, we currently have an 8% chance for each extra arm to deliver an additional melee attack whenever we make a melee attack. We would bump that up to 10%. Or on multiple legs, we could get an extra 5 move speed and an extra 1% carrying capacity. I am going to go with bumping up Freezing Hands by 1 because it's going to essentially double our damage. The cooldown is quite short, and it is something that you can wield with a reasonable amount of precision, depending on what is going right or wrong at any given point of a battle. Now, there are various levels. I think the first one is, I think it's level 6, where you actually get +1 to all attributes. And I believe at level 3 you get a single attribute point that you can put into attributes. So we'll worry about those later. We're going to press the P button to go into our skills. And let's figure out... I'm just going to back out of that and see how much food I have. I have more than enough food right now. So I'm not going to grab Butchery. But I am going to have a look at Short Blade. Short Blade expertise with short swords. You make primary hand attacks with short blades as if your quickness were 25% higher. Do I currently have any short blades? A dagger, yes. An iron mace, a long sword. So we do have a dagger there that we could be using. Not the greatest at this stage. I'm just going to hang on to those skill points for now, and we should be able to assign them again pretty soon. A quilted shawl. That should sell for a little. Leather apron, staff. At some point we're going to hit a threshold where we're not going to be able to carry all the things anymore, but we'll worry about that when we get there. You can see here a bunch of webs. Presumably there's a cave spider or something similar around. Although that's not always the case. Sometimes there's just spider webs because underground spooky. Aha! A giant centipede. A python-sized arthropod undulates forward on hundreds of chittering legs. It's equipped with a bite, average difficulty. We should be able to handle this with relative ease, he says prophetically. Oh dear. Haha. Beautifully done. 50 experience points. That's why I like finding giant centipedes. They're pretty good for giving you early experience. More snapjaws. Where are you going? Oh, he's gone to find something else. That was nice. Wooden buckler. We don't have a shield ability yet, but that may be something that we pick up a little bit later. Shall we do a typewriter style explore where we move along in lines, or do we explore around the periphery? I think we'll just we'll keep things in close here. I'm a little bit pedantic and a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to trying to reveal all of the map. And certainly I think that's a pretty good approach for the early game. You do want to be taking down as much as you can in the earlier stages where things are, air quotes, easier, rather than charging all the way down to the bottom of the cave and potentially running into something that is way beyond your ability to deal with. And I'm not talking anything as extreme as a slumberling. Sometimes it can just be a combination of multiple enemies that you just can't deal with all at once. Okay, so that Snapjaw Archer has dropped some pretty good stuff. A short bow, a couple of wooden arrows, a witchwood wreath. Let's grab all of that. And an empty water skin, which will also be handy. So we're going to go into equip. We're going to go into our right missile weapon. We're going to equip the short bow that we just picked up, and now we're going to have the ability to shoot arrows at things. And we bought a whole bunch of arrows right back at the beginning of the first part of this Let's Play from Tam the Dromad Merchant in Joppa. If we get to the point where we have a lot of jilted lovers or kudzu around on the walls, I'm going to be using those arrows to shoot them from a distance so they can't grab me, strangle me, and stab me to death when I lose my dodge value, and in theory they also can't rust any of my cool weapons. That was a really big hit on this poor centipede. And another 50 experience points for us. If we keep going at this rate, it won't be too long before we hit level 3. I haven't really seen any vines around on the walls yet. I mean, as part of the random rolls based on world seeds, we may well get all the way to the bottom of the cave and not have any jilted lovers on any of the walls. Ooh, please be something good. Steel arrows. That's pretty nice. And another weird artifact. All right. So that should give us both stages of Argive's initial quest. And I just picked up that chest, so we have another place to potentially store loot. Is that horned chameleon hostile? Not at all. I don't even think it's wounded. It might just be covered in blood. No, it's just a red sprite. Fair enough. This should be the last area. Okay. Let's head back over to the stairs that we came down. And then we can see stairs descending further into the dungeon over this way. And down we go. I have had stairs in a main quest area actually blocked by fungus before, and had to use some of the dev no clipping modes to move down a floor, destroy the mushroom, so that the stairs were usable. I was very, very pleased that there are dev options in the game that allow you to do that. Alright, we have ourselves a scavenger, which we've seen plenty of before, and over here we have a dreadroot. It's swollen tubers hum. Dreadroots can be, for the most part, they're not too bad, but every now and then, if they do manage to send you into a state of terror and you lose control of your character for a handful of turns and flee, that lack of control and what can hit you or happen to you while you're out of control is not great. So even though we're going to take down that snapjaw, we're going to prioritize heading over to this thing and we're going to hit it. Now, by holding a shift key and a direction, we can force an attack on a square, even if it is not something we can automatically hit. And it looks like it dropped a dreadroot tuber, which is going to go here in the food list, but I believe is also useful in crafting further down the line. And we're still in grab all of the loot mode. A sharp iron battle axe, 5 penetration, 1d2 plus 1. That may actually be better than what we currently have. 4 penetration, 1d2 plus 1. Versus 5 penetration, 1d2 plus 1. We'll switch that. We'll remove that and we'll put the Masterwork Iron Battle Axe there. And in this one, we will put our Iron Vine Reaper. As I said, I have no idea how effective this multi-armed approach is for holding lots of weapons, but I guess it can't hurt. Oh dear. Okay. Now you can't see it right now because it's under the square that I've just walked on, but you'll notice that Blonq the Unkillable is now flashing red. The young ivory strikes. You take 3 damage from young ivory's impalement. You begin bleeding. You take 2 damage from bleeding. So bleeding's a thing that will continue ticking from turn to turn. Eventually you will stop bleeding, but you will lose hit points along the way. You can get bandages that you can use to patch yourselves up. I don't have any of them right now, but I'm going to move to the west. You'll see that the young ivory has appeared there next to us, so I'm going to force an attack on it to kill it. And then I'm going to hope that I stop bleeding before I bleed out. And I have. Good. The trash isn't going to give us anything because we don't have scavenging. And here's some more snapjaws for us to harvest XP from. Nice. We're edging ever closer to not being able to just pick everything up. But until that moment, we're not going to throw anything away. When we find the critters that are eating all the water vines, we do have to carry one of their corpses back to Joppa to complete the quest. So at some stage, I'm probably going to have to dump a whole bunch of bullshit. But until that moment, we'll be okay. Whoa. Something else just shot that archer. There must be another archer. Yes. We'll go and take care of them first. And then his scavenger friend. A painted club. Nice. Reinforced furs. Bronze dagger. Painted clubs. So painted means that item's probably fancier and will sell for more. Jewel encrusted is also another one to keep a lookout for. Take all the arrows out of that, but I think we'll just leave the bow there because we're getting closer and closer to that carrying capacity. And let's heal a little bit in case we stumble into a bad situation. Still further spaces to the west, and that young ivory has revealed itself. I'm assuming what the game is doing is some perception checks. I'm not exactly sure based on what stats, but oh dear. Are we going to be okay? Let's use our freezing hands. The cooldown on it's so short. I'm going to move away a little bit in case that dreadroot ticks. And wait a minute. Hang on. Don't want to aggro that bat. What? Maybe I'm going to have to. So I'm going to press the F button. I'm going to shoot. And I think I may have just made the bat angry. I did make the bat angry. That's fine. We'll take them down also. So the benefit of having these multiple limbs is that I can occasionally outpace an enemy, and just having that one single square in between them and me means I can do something like that. I can take advantage of a ranged shot without them being able to hit me with a melee attack. We've gained a new level and are now level 3. We gained 7 hit points, so many hit points from all of our toughness. We gained 74 more skill points, 1 mutation point and 1 attribute point. Very nice indeed. And nothing immediately worth picking up. Let's heal ourselves to full before we start messing around with stats. Out here where we can see. Alright. Status. 1 attribute point. And I think, if I recall correctly, the axe proficiency requires 19 strength. Yes, indeed. 21 strength. Seeing as I already have axe proficiency, and seeing as I've just picked up a bunch of cool axes, maybe it's worth us just starting to build towards having better strength. So let's bump that up. It should take us to 18, which is probably going to change our modifier to +1. Yes, indeed. 1 mutation point. So let's see what we can do with that. I can't advance my freezing hands just yet, but I probably can enhance my multiple arms and increase my ability to deliver additional melee attacks. I think that's probably a good call right now. And there's 148 skill points. Now a lot of these tend to be like 100 or 150, so we haven't quite made it to 150 yet. But we'll do a quick scan. +5 bonus to your dodge value when flinching away from missile attacks. My dodge is already pretty high. Don't have a food problem just yet. Don't have enough agility to have any of those bonuses. I have plenty of toughness. Shake it off. Each round you are dazed or stunned, you have a toughness minus 10% chance to shake off the effect. That hasn't been happening very often, so no thank you. That's for bandaging, which I'm not really doing yet. My ego is terrible. Short blades. Oh, it is tempting, but no. Shields. And shield slam, def blocking. My agility's close-ish to 19. As long as you wield the shield, there is a 50% chance you block 1 melee attack per round. When you block an attack, you add the shield's AV bonus here. That might be worth getting, I think. But I don't have a shield yet. And I have plenty of arms to wield shields on. Receive no penalty to your DV when you sprint. I already have a lot of legs to move around. Disassemble scavenger. Occasionally discover scrap. Harvest extra scrap from robots you destroy. And disassemble scraps and bits. What do I need for tinkering? 19 intelligence. Mine is currently 16. 17 at level 10. It's like there are so many things that I want and I can't have all of them. It's like some form of game. You know what? I'm just going to hold on to those for a bit longer and see how things progress. I'm managing fairly well at the moment. Alright, so I just automatically ate a star apple because I was starting to get too hungry. If you're watching the video, I guess you can just rewind a little bit and actually see that happen. Auto feeding, I think, is something that you can switch off, but I tend to leave it on because otherwise I can accidentally die through being inattentive, which I know is a bit terrible, but hey, we're only human. Yay, crocussins, elast slippers, leather boots, leather moccasins. It's a shoebox. That's a lot of nice shoes. Now the question is, do we put on the crocussins or the slippers or the leather? You know what? We have many feet. Are we going to get all the bonuses of all of the things from our many feet? 3 armor value, 7 dodge value. Okay. On our first set of feet, let's put on the extra armor. Yes. Yes, that worked. Good, good, good. Alright. So crocussins on our feet. For 4 armor value, 7 dodge value. 4 and 7. And on our other feet, let's try the elastine slippers. And we don't get a bonus from them. Okay, what if we were to swap those? Let's take those away. We'll take those away and we'll put them on instead. And now we get the bonus. So we're only getting bonuses from 1 item. Is that because it's a primary pair of feet? Is there a way I can I foot upgrade? What do I want more? Armor or dodge? Armor or dodge? I'm not running into a lot of things that are grabbing me at the moment, so we're going to go with dodge. May we live long enough to regret that decision. Okay, new enemy type, at least for this Let's Play, a seed-spitting vine. Delicate viridian tendrils curl inward, and then spring open and loosen seeds at high speeds. It is equipped with a masterwork seed spit. Perfect health, easy difficulty, and hostile. Let's move in swiftly and hit it as hard as we can and continue on our merry way. In these indoor areas, those seed-spitting vines aren't as bad as when you occasionally run into them outdoors. They have an incredible range on them. And if you run into a whole batch of them, and they can all sort of point at you and shoot at you at the same time, it can turn bad pretty quickly. Take out this dread root. Okay. Let's head this way and keep exploring. What is that? Is that a statue? It is. A shrine to Selexis III, partner of Q-Cat. The shrine depicts a significant event from the life of the ancient Sultan Selexis III. Sometime in 314, also known as the Year of the Pie, after having made enemies with a collective of historians, the Sultan of Qud disappeared. Because Selexis III demanded it, she was chosen as the successor. Let's press the spacebar. It's going to give us some journal information, but it's not going to give us a quest. Bummer. Take that, Snapjaw. Studded leather armor. 20 pounds. Not at this stage. Thank you very kindly. Never leave a dreadroot. Never. It's a pretty good general rule. If they freak you out and fear you at exactly the wrong time, it can be the difference between an ignominious end for a character of this name, or complete and utter victory. What's in the quest? What's in the chest? Top work, Tony. This is why you're a pro at internet radio podcastiness. Another weird artifact. Good. Copper nugget, which is great value for the amount of weight that it takes. And we'll leave the chest there because we're carrying plenty of things. At long last, a jilted lover. This is exactly why we have a bow. to shoot those things without having to move too close to them. Alright. We're moving along pretty well here. I'm going to have to resist the urge to get overconfident and do something careless and be dead. Blonq the Unkillable, by definition, cannot die. What's over this way? Series of empty rooms. I'm getting nervous. Where is everything? Does this mean there's going to be some sort of elite boss floating around here somewhere? Compelled to make sure I fill in every little nook and cranny of the map. Hello. Take them down. Black robes. Not really great stats on it though. And that iron battle axe is worth picking up though. So it's not a very narratively satisfying part of the Let's Play. So leave it there, but oh dear. Take that down. But the clock is telling me that it's time to take a break, so thank you all very much for watching. If you'd like to check out the First 10 Minutes podcast that I'm a part of, the details for that will be in the description below. And if you're enjoying this Let's Play series, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So come back soon for more of the ironic adventures of Blonq the Unkillable.